Good morning.
Good morning. We're back from the boat.
Back to dry land.
That was a good day.
Yeah, beautiful day. We have a number of things to share, so we'll jump right in. And looking at a couple things coming up that I want to share with you. And the first one is that Sing Me Home and representing the Manchester Church of the Brethren are going to have a booth at the second Friday, which is this Friday. There's some homecoming festivities and things run from 5 to 9, but we'll have a booth there. There's going to be some different things and just a few teasers. We'll have some in-depth information about the 4 workshops that'll be at the Fall Festival, which is October 8th, as well as some preview information, a little poster about our December benefit for Honor of Peace. So you don't have to come down there to find all these things out eventually, but if you want to sort of be on one of the first to see that info, it'll be there first this Friday from 5 to 9. Also, you'll see some information. You may have already seen it in the newsletter, just a little bit of rundown of some information and more of that. It'll be coming out in the next week. Feel free to reach out to me if you have any questions or things about Sing Me Home related programming. Also, this Sunday, we have a youth and parents meeting. We'll be meeting in the sanctuary after worship. So youth and parents, junior, senior high, opportunity to look at the year ahead that we have together. So looking forward to that time together. And then I wanted to say just something about the potluck that we're having. It's important to clarify that it's a potluck. Fellowship meals provide the main dishes, but when we have potlucks, we're all chipping in together. So there's no main dishes that are being prepared. So everyone's responsible for main dishes, sides, desserts, salads, things like that. So that's on September 18th. So we hope that everyone will come and bring a variety of things as we share that meal together.
I wanted to share a little bit about worship upcoming. As I've been working on October, November, December worship plans, my mind is sort of spreading forward over the next several months, but these things are coming quickly. Got a lot going on in September. When we turn the corner into October, I just want to mention, of course, that we have Love Feast on the first Sunday in October, World Communion Sunday. That will be in the evening, as is our usual practice. Also want to mention that late in October, on the 30th, we'll have a special guest speaker, Edwin Aronson, who is a colleague and was an ordinand of Archbishop Desmond Tutu. He's being brought to Fort Wayne through the Indiana Center for Middle East Peace. And Michael Spath contacted me and said, was I interested in having him come and preach at our church? And it sounded like a great opportunity. So I think he's directing the Desmond Tutu Foundation now. So it should be an interesting Sunday. That's the end of October. Then into November, we're looking at Junior High Sunday. On November 20th, we're looking at a special presentation from Laura Stone and Peggy Gilbert, an expansion of what they had done before in the summer with movement and poetry and such. And then Advent. I mean, that's just how quickly it moves, right? Advent begins the end of November, and we'll be having themes using our typical themes of peace, joy, hope, and love, but they'll be moving through texts from Isaiah. And one interesting thing to think about this year is that Christmas Eve is on a Saturday and Christmas Day is on a Sunday. So it'll be a full weekend. And, you know, like I said, all of this feels like it's going to be here before we know it, but just a little sweep so that you're thinking about kind of where we're headed in terms of our collective experience of worship. In particular, wanting you to put Love Feast on your calendars because that's the first thing coming. Other things we'll highlight as we go.
Very good. I have an announcement from Dean Beery about the quarterly sale for Equal Exchange coffee. It's still happening this week. Just a reminder for folks, Equal Exchange is a fair trade organization that pays partners around the world a fair price for coffee, tea, and other things so their workers are paid appropriately and can sell the product to us at a very competitive price. So last week's newsletter has information in it on how to make your order, or you can just be in contact with Dean Beery. So the deadline for ordering is Sunday, September 11.
Seth, I wanted to ask, do we need to stir things at all about the community suppers? How are we doing on that in terms of signups, and do you want to highlight anything about that?
Yeah, thanks. Yeah, so hopefully you saw and been seeing in the newsletter that for September 13th, I almost said, 11th, but Tuesday is the meal. But there is, all of the desserts are full. So we're covered on the desserts, phenomenal. We still need 14 pans of baked spaghetti. We have a few signed up there. That's probably the greatest need. There is some, I think there are a few vegetable and salad needs there, but pans of spaghetti for the 13th is the main need at this point. I think we have all the volunteers as well. So thanks to those that have signed up, and
Good.
And we'll work towards that.
Anything else? Then I'm going to draw us back for our closing to early September. So put away the garlands and the twinkling lights on the tree for now and receive this prayer. God of the growing and maturing, the season is shifting right beneath our feet and on the tips of the leaves as sap and roots draw down, draw in preparation. We might be ready to move on, but the grass is still growing just as it did in June. The gardens are still producing what we started as seeds in the spring. Remind us that growth is ongoing, even when we think we've reached a moment of rest, of arrival, of turning toward the fallow season, the inward journey. Lift our faces this day to all that is around, the brightness and warmth of the sun on our skin, the shade from the wide borders of the leaves, the green blades on the soles of our feet that will need cutting. Once again, still, we grow with you. Amen.
All right.
See you Sunday.